Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye has friends. No, really, Jeff has friends. Jeff's friends are on this podcast. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship.
Friendship.
Welcome back to another episode of Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast. Do not adjust your TVs, your radios, wherever you're listening or watching this. If you're thinking to yourself, whoa, did Jeff get sexier? No. It's me, the producer, sidekick extraordinaire, Tony Reavis here, holding down the fort. I'm actually at home right now. This week on Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast, Jeff is globetrotting around the world doing comedy. He's really just somewhere else and then in Mexico or whatever, but still. So I'm here bringing you this episode 53, and it's going to be a good one. What we're doing, as Jeff is gone, we're taking you back. All right, you might have missed some episodes. You might have missed some things. So for episode 53, let good old Tony take you on a journey of Jeff Dye Friendship Podcast past with some of my personal favorite moments from the previous episodes. All right, we're going to see moments from guests like Dane Cook, from guests like Anna Camp, and my good buddy JC Currais. You're going to hear some funny stories, some funny things that happened right here on this podcast this week. So it's a little trip down memory lane. And maybe if you haven't seen those episodes, you'll see these stories and want to go back and check them out. And you can do so on iTunes, Google Play, wherever you get your podcasts, or you can watch us by going to patreon.com/Jeff Dye to see every episode every week. And you can also go to that YouTube page to see all the old episodes a few weeks after they come out. So a lot of these that you'll see are available for free on YouTube, and you can go back and catch up on those. But it's going to be fun. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the ride.
The first clip from episode 46 with Dane Cook.
One of the questions on the internet was, what is your worst gig?
Worst.
Or what was the worst gig?
Worst gig. Man, probably when I was about 4 years into comedy. I was in a comedy group, a sketch improv comedy group called Al and the Monkeys.
Well, at least you had them with you. Didn't have to die alone up there, you know?
This is bad. So we got asked to do something called the Rock of Boston show, and it was going to be this big concert event at Boston, the old Boston Garden. On the lineup, Fish was going to close it out.
Oh, wow.
And then
I can imagine that demographic.
Like Extreme and the Spin Doctors and Jeffrey Gaines and just all these great artists. So we get there and we think we're going to be opening the 3-hour show, but the promoter's like, hey, we love you guys. We're going to actually put you on later. And I'm like, oh, how late into the show are we going? We're going to put you on after the Spin Doctors, right before the headliner, Fish.
Nice.
Well, that's what we said.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good
seems
spot.
good.
Okay.
Not for sketch.
We get out there. 4 guys. We all walked out on the stage. We started to go into a routine skit. And after maybe 30 seconds, something interesting happened. Everybody in the first 5 or 6 rows started putting their hands on their seats and turning to each other or turning to people behind them, pivoting. And you could read faces that were basically are they going to start singing? When did they start singing?
Why is it not music?
They think we're an a cappella group or something. So they're looking around what's going on? 1 minute into doing whatever we were trying to do, you could feel this shift in the room. 15,000 people.
The worst.
And then at the exact same moment, as if they had practiced and rehearsed it as a crowd of 15,000, lighters just started coming out of the thousands of lighters pinging off the so many lighters were hitting around us. It was like the opening of Saving Private Ryan, but imagine lighters instead of bullets.
Which arguably a lighter is way more expensive than a bullet. that spent more money to try and hurt you than guns.
So we're seeing where it's raining a monsoon of lighters.
It's amazing.
And then it stopped, and we're standing there. We're like shell shocked. We didn't know about like, can we just leave? We were like, I guess we need to
Can we
finish
just
this.
power through?
So we tried to power through. The next wave, through the air, shoes,
Oh my God.
sandals, fish,
Yeah.
sandals and shoes. And I remember as they were clumping down and hitting the stage and bouncing and hitting us, I remember standing in front of all these people going, I get the lighters, but who throws their shoes?
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember thinking, did they bring extra shoes
No,
to
they're
throw?
going home shoeless. Yeah. Hacky sacks. They're just throwing all
We
their
walked
fish.
off stage. We were humiliated.
It's the
we were
worst.
really mortified, man. And it was.
Was
I
it a
never
paid
felt that.
gig? I mean, it must have been for that many.
I don't know. I think it was just like to be a part of this
no.
amazing event.
So
but
sad.
dude, we were shell shocked for a while. I never wanted to bomb like that ever again.
Yeah, no one does. I think every comic, anytime you ask a comic their worst gig, almost 100% of the time, it's a music thing.
Yeah.
Almost always.
The next clip from episode 42 with Anna Camp.
Because like you have a very like impressive collection
from when I
of
was a
little
child.
wrestling people. Yeah, you've been collecting since you were like a
Little wrestling people.
little wrestling people. They're so shiny. All of them are. Their chests are
Like,
so
that's
shiny.
how you know a girl's not turned on.
Do you clean them?
Oh, you little wrestling people. No, I think it's fine. Like that's
It's cute.
It's like
cute.
when girls. Oh, this made me so mad. I went to my dentist, and the girl that works at the front desk.
The receptionist, which is what I did for a living.
Yeah,
for
one
a
of you.
year.
She had like a little visor
It's all
on.
coming.
No, she's wearing the front, and she goes. She hadn't seen me in probably like a decade because I've been going to the dentist forever. But I guess she's like a friend of the whoever owns this, so she's here and there, and probably went to college for whatever. So then she comes back. She's gone for a long time, and then she sees me. She goes, "You still doing your little comedy thing?" I don't get mad often. I was so my feelings were like crushed, and I this is why I replied. Oh, my little comedy thing? Yeah. Oh, my dreams? Yeah, I'm still doing those.
My hopes and my dreams.
Yeah. How condescending. You still doing your little bullshit college thing?
Oh my God. I would never say that to you. But if you look over there behind your shoulder,
The
these
tiny
people
people.
are little. They are little. They are angry. It looks like you wax them
They're
or
not all
something. I don't
angry.
know what's going on.
Look how happy he looks. And
he
he's got
looks so miserable.
bling bling.
He's got some good gel going on in this
Oh,
front
yeah.
of his hair.
He's Puerto Rican. His name's Razor Ramon.
Who's your
it's
favorite
Cuban. He's
wrestler?
Cuban.
Is he? I thought he was supposed to be Puerto
I
Rican.
thought it was Cuba because he's like from Miami, Florida.
Ramon.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Ramon.
I don't know. It's not. He's not really.
He's not really.
He's really just from Florida. And
He's an actor.
he does a character. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
all
He's
actors.
just an
Yeah.
actor.
And at this time in wrestling, like it was very shticky.
I like how you're holding this little tiny man.
I
so
wanted the people to see it.
delicately. You're showing everyone
Look,
what
he does
his
a
arms
clothesline.
can do. Ooh, ow.
That didn't hurt
That
you.
hurt me from afar.
A true thespian.
I'm gonna start crying.
She sold it.
Ow.
Like if my niece,
You could be a wrestler.
I
You're
could
selling,
be.
selling
if my
real
niece
well.
just came up to you and was like, "Bang!" I believe you'd be the lady that's like, "Say goodbye."
I randomly do that all the time. Though, if I hear like a car backfire and I'm just like walking in a parking lot, I'll be like, "Oh,
I love that.
hey, that's funny, right?
Yeah.
It makes you laugh. Why not?"
Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything can be fun, even a random sound effect that you hear.
You just got to take it too far.
Yeah,
That's all. Yeah,
Like, that's-
exactly.
like you have to take it too far.
yeah.
And
Well,
just, like, really
you've
dramatic.
seen all the things I own. I actually have said this on the pod a bunch, but I've never owned anything practical. Everything is preposterous. I have a motorcycle with a sidecar. I have scooters
You
for when
have
I'm
a
drunk. I have a couple
motorcycle?
fat scooters that I ride around the city, and if you see me on that, you know I'm going bar to bar. I have a big Jeep Wrangler with like 40-inch tires. It's like wearing cleats all day. People see it, they're like, "How small is his penis?" Because I just don't want a boring thing.
I respect that. I'm not judging. I'm like
Yeah.
happy that you embrace the things that you like and love, and you're not like ashamed of it, and you like go
But it's
for it.
same
You only
with
live
that,
once.
like same
That's
with
right.
that, like a car backfire, just the idea going, "Ah!"
I do that all the
So
time.
fun.
I think I learned that from my dad. My dad always does like really weird kind of like funny things
Yeah?
like growing up.
He was
Yeah,
a funny
definitely.
dad.
He was a very funny dad. He would like put on weird masks and like scare me and stuff like randomly.
That's
For
awesome.
Halloween, I remember I got so scared though. I got so mad because okay, I can't believe I'm about to say this.
It's great.
I
Hot
can't.
take.
I can't believe I'm going to say this right now. Oh my God, I've never told anyone this. My dad is the only one that knows. I was standing there like about to make a phone call and my dad came up and like with a mask at Halloween and like grabbed my ribs like this. And I got so scared I farted.
That is amazing.
We've all been there. Don't worry. We've all been there.
And I've never done that since, thank God.
Was he like,
He was
how
laughing.
did he reply? Oh, he thought it was the greatest?
hysterically, and
Yeah.
I was mortified. I mean, mortified.
Yeah, you're already upset because you get scared.
Yes.
Like the second after you get scared, you're like, you have a little bit of rage, and then you go to my dad, and I
Yeah.
love, like logic comes back.
Logic comes back,
But
right?
for like a second, you're like, I hate whoever's doing this to me. But then add the fart noise.
You add the fart noise. You're a teenage girl. You are literally in the most
Vulnerable.
embarrassing moment of your whole life, and I will never forgive
Was
him for
anyone
that.
else there? Or was it just you and
No,
your dad?
it was just my mom was in the bathroom, like around the corner. You know what I mean, like hanging out. And I remember just being like, I never even admitted to farting in my life, and like the fact that my dad scared me so hard that I farted
Oh
while
my
he was wearing
God.
a crazy bald man vampire mask.
That's the best.
And it's hard to act mad after that moment like
Yeah.
that.
You have to be like, did you heard?
Yeah, you can't get mad at him
Yeah.
because you've lost all your power.
Oh, yeah.
You've completely farted it all away.
You hope that he just didn't hear it in that mask.
yes,
Maybe my screen covered the fart.
totally.
So many thoughts.
Oh God,
Oh,
humiliation
goodness. Oh,
at
God.
its finest. Jesus Christ.
The next clip from episode 26 with JC Currais.
Yeah, I wrecked my car. We threw a party at my house for my buddy's 21st birthday. I got so shit-faced. My buddies were all good. Everyone was jumping in the pool, and they were like, JC, we're jumping in the pool. And I was sitting on the couch trying to change the channel on the TV. But when we throw a party, we'd take all the cable boxes and everything out. So it was just flipping from blue channel to blue channel.
So what the hell's wrong with
Like
this thing?
angry at the TV, and then I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm trying to figure this out." That's the last thing they heard from me. They came back. I'm gone.
Really?
I woke up in a field 30 miles from the house with no pants on, no
Just in the
no
woods,
pants,
like-
no boxers, no shoes,
am
no
I
socks.
Wolverine?
Wait, like literal naked.
Literal, not naked. No, I had a shirt on like this and a shirt on like this.
That's amazing.
T-shirt and a flannel.
So I was just Donald ducking it.
Yeah, but you don't know why.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember what happened, but I found out why.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
What did Winnie the Pooh do?
So I got up and I was like, the sun's like it's not risen yet, but like it's at like cusp of daylight, but everything's still pitch black and I can't see anything. But I'm in a field. I know that. I'm damp. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep.
The morning dew.
That's what happened. That's what I'm calling on it. And I'm in a full panic because I'm like, what the fuck? What's happening?
Yeah.
I wake up because you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm wet. I'm outside.
Yeah.
My dick's out.
Who's she?
Everything's bad.
Why is he here?
Everything's bad. But I felt like they were animals. I could feel them moving. So I just got up and started running. Just running.
This is a field though, not like a park.
No, a field.
Okay, a field.
And so I found out it was clearly like a place where they kept animals because I ran into a chicken wire fence.
Oh, no.
I didn't run into it. Like I ran and saw it and I climbed it, cut my hands and feet up.
Yeah.
So my hands and feet are bleeding now. I run into another chicken wire fence. I climbed that one. More cuts, more blood. I get to an enormous fence with a big wooden, like it looked like the fence for fucking Jurassic Park. And in my head I went, there's something gigantic back here that they're trying to keep away from
Yeah.
the road. I need to climb this fence. So there's like big log sections of it. So I climb up the side of it and it takes me fucking forever because I'm still shit-faced.
And
I'm
bleeding.
like thrown out and I'm bleeding. I get to the top. I like straddle myself on the top and I'm like, the hard part's over.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine. I swing my leg over, fall the fuck off this
Oh, no.
like a 6 foot tall fence. Easy. Like whack. And I hit like a mud patch and I let out a noise that will never leave me. It was like, ah! And I just started crying. So I'm crying. I'm covered in blood and mud, and I roll over and I see the road, and I just start kind of half dragging myself, but like still wind knocked out of me. I'm like, like dragging myself. I compose myself.
If a car pulled over and tried to help you, you'd be like, I have as many questions as you.
Dude, I got out to the road, and cars are driving past.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like,
they're speeding up.
I'm like, this is what I got to do. I take off this
Lock
shirt,
the doors.
like a top shirt. I take it off and I wrap it around my
Smart.
waist
Yeah,
to make like a skirt situation. And then I'm just trying to wave cars, but I'm covered in blood. No one's stopping. Just leaving me
I hate
behind.
to say it. They'd be
Just
like,
whoosh. Like
he can overpower us.
Whatever that guy was doing to someone, we don't want it to happen to us. Or whatever's happening to him, we don't want it to happen to us. So I decide the only way someone's going to stop is like get in the middle of the road. So I get in the middle of the road. I full on road warrior it. I'm just walking straight at traffic. A minivan pulls over. It's a nurse. She's in like scrubs. She rolls her window down like an inch, and she's like, stay on the other side of the fucking road. Like, do not come near this car. I've already called the cops. Really? And I'm like, that's who I need. I need the cops. They need to be here now.
That's just funny that you think that she's kind of like, oh, nurse is going to help me. She's like, stay away.
She's like, get the fuck away from me. She waited like 5-10 minutes and then peeled off. Cops show up. First thing they do, handcuffs.
Oh, of course.
Right away. Straight to handcuffs.
Even the cops are like, he can overpower us.
Handcuffs. Then they start searching me, which makes my t-shirt skirt fall off.
No.
So now I'm just fucking, you know.
He's been hiding a cock.
There it is. What is that? Contraband? Oh, God. So this guy, he's fucking searching me. I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're looking for.
Right.
Like, I don't have anything.
Bath
They're like, how'd you get out here? I'm like, I don't know how I got out here. They were like, where were you at? I was like, I was at a party at my house. They're like, would your buddies have taken your pants and thrown you out here? And I was like, possibly.
Like, my friends are not good people.
So then, like, they just put me in the back of the squad car. They're there for a while. And then they're like, all right, we're going to take you back. So they drive me back to my apartment complex.
Would your friends have done something as unethical as strip you down and put you in a field? You're like, yes.
Yes, there's a good chance.
Do you have enough friends to have brought you here?
It was a party, so there was plenty of them. There was enough guys that someone could have dragged me in the state I was.
And then at the point of this, you found the car?
No, so I get back to my apartment complex. It is now 8 a.m. It's a Tuesday morning.
What day was the
Everyone
party?
is going to class.
I love you so much.
I'm let out of a police squad car, naked
Bleeding.
from the waist down, with my shirt slumped over my shoulder,
You're like, why did you take us
covered
to
in
that party?
blood and mud.
Yeah.
And they unhandcuffed me, and the guys are like, all right, man, get the fuck out of here. And I just wander back, like literally holding my shirt over my cock.
Yeah.
And I knock on the door, and I'm like, hey guys, I need to get in.
I don't have my keys.
I don't have anything. Yeah. My roommate at the time opens the door, and he's like, what the fuck happened to you? And I'm like, I don't know. What the fuck happened to me? And he's like, well, we came back to the apartment, and your car was gone. And I was like, uh-oh. So then I was like, clearly I took my car.
Oh my gosh.
No question. Like, my roommates were like, could someone have stolen it? And I'm like, no one stole that except for the monster who was controlling my brain.
The werewolf.
Right.
The next clip from episode 7 with Jeremy Piven.
I was hired to do Rush Hour with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, and they called me the night before to fly to Vegas and do the scene. And I said, "Oh, send me over the pages." And they sent me over the pages. And my role had one line, and it was a saleswoman, and the line was, "Can I help you?"
Saleswoman.
It was a saleswoman. So I was like, "This is interesting. I'm the wrong gender, and there are no lines." And I was like, "This is, before Entourage, and this is. I mean, I literally, I've done probably 70 movies, and I think the first 40 of them was stuff like this.
And usually you play a guy. I've seen a lot of your work.
I do play.
I
do very gender specific roles.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, I called them up and I said, "Look, can I just, since it's written as a woman, can he be gay, and can I just go?" And they go, "No, that's why we hired you. We want you just to improvise and go." So I just went for it, and I just had a blast.
Solid choices.
And I picked, I took these like streaking tips, and I did my own stuff. I had blonde hair and a little kind of like boy band beard with just the line around your chin. and just went into this really deep kind of, like transitioning kind of, just possibly this situation here. And, just went to that place. And I tell the story on stage. I mean, there's at one point, and I'm not making this up, Mike Tyson wandered onto the set because it was a Versace store in Vegas, didn't look up and see that we were filming. And the first AD got so intimidated, he quit. And so I had to go over and tell Mike in character, because I kind of stay in character. So I'm the most effeminate gentleman you've ever seen in your entire life, telling Mike Tyson to leave the store. And you're going to have to come and see the show to see the rest of it. But it was fascinating. I finally get to meet Mike Tyson, and I just couldn't be more. Excuse me, Mike. Yeah, you're gonna have to get out of the shot. It didn't end well.
Well, and also it's great because you can't now be Jeremy Piven in that costume, or in that in what you're wearing, and just go over in your little blouse and be like, "Hey, it's Jeremy Piven." It's gonna be, you'd be like, "What the hell is happening?" Mike Tyson's already, he's a very simple guy, I don't think
Been
he's
punched
gonna
a lot.
Yeah, he'd be freaked out, "Oh shit, I thought you were doing some weird shit." I could just imagine you just stayed in character the entire time is incredible.
The next clip from episode 27 with Adam Ray.
There was a time. This reminded me of a story when Quick Fat was playing. We were playing this all black team from Linwood, Washington. It was the first time. Look, there were black players in our league, but not a predominantly a team from Roosevelt or the Garfield area in Washington, and we got matched up in this tournament, and they were fucking so dope. And
you're getting dunked on the whole time.
And it's not even obviously we had black kids at our school, so it wasn't it was just an all black team that we never played before in any of these, in sixth grade. And so we're all like, God, they're so look at them in the warm-ups, they're fucking killing it.
They look like men.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, again, Quick Fat just stepped it up. I must have had fucking 32 points, 14 rebounds. And I, with 4 seconds left, coach's son gives me a ball. I do this weird, I would shoot the three all the time because Larry Bird and Reggie Miller are my favorite players. And then again,
Detlef
Schrempf and fucking Dale Ellis, the OG Sonics, Dana Barros. And so, but then I would play the post because I was the tallest kid in school even, and Quick Fat, you couldn't D me up in the post.
Yeah.
So I had so I did this crazy sky hook with 6 seconds left to put us up by 6, and I'm running down the court, jiggling up and out. The ice cream's in my future for sure. And I'm running down the court, and I just hear one of the dads of the other team. After I hit that, I'm running down, just being like, I think we're gonna win it. And the dad at the top of his lungs just goes, "Man, that fat motherfucker's killing us." And all the parents start laughing, and I was I looked over the sidelines, and I just see dads hitting each other, being like, "That shit was funny." And he was looking at me, and he was like, "You fucking killing it." And I was like, I think he's talking about me.
I think he's being supportive.
I think it's a compliment somehow,
but it's hurting my heart.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. There's probably that tape I know is somewhere in a box in my home.
That's got to be found.
And I would be hard pressed to imagine that you can't not hear that audio on the tape, because I remember seeing that clip of it of me running down court. Yeah, and
just
hopefully my dad or whoever panned to that guy.
Half of it's nice, and the other half is not nice.
You just see the camera shake as my dad's laughing.
He's killing him, man. Yeah. Wait, so that's another thing. I totally spaced on this and all the things I thought that we would talk about. Tony, watching Adam Ray play basketball is phenomenal. One, you're great.
Thanks.
Two, so aggressive. So much more aggressive than you'd think.
It's like Barkley out there.
It's aggressive.
My favorite player, so for sure.
So aggressive.
Yeah.
And then
but not dirty, just physical.
No, it is dirty.
I love it back. But the pushing and shoving and in the post and
he's a good sport. You can push him back.
Push me back because I'm dude, that's good hard play. But if you're just throwing it before you and I have developed that we're gonna have this type of a matchup, then dude, now I might trip you on the way down. Dude,
Adam is so good. And the third thing, he takes zero shit from any referee, no matter how it's these refs.
Remember the wheelchair ref I yelled at? I got teed up. I didn't say anything about like obviously his situation, but just the fact I remember Jeff being like, dude, you're getting teed up by like you're screaming at a guy in a wheelchair.
Adam's leaning over
matters.
him because he's like leaning like the guy is
I
sitting
think I
like
put my hands on his
and he's
chair, like
leaning
resting.
over.
Yeah.
I'm like, how you have the I'm just like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
It was like a visual thing I'll never forget.
The next clip from episode 41 with Tony Hinchcliffe.
I umpired Little League baseball
That's
games,
fun.
which was
Wow.
something I did back in Youngstown. I love it.
A lot of pressure in it.
A lot of pressure.
Oh my God.
Lot
I
of fun.
umpired one game ever for Little League. And just those parents, I could feel the pressure coming off the parents on both sides. Also, like that play at first base, like I guess I'm not as good as I thought
Yeah.
I would be at that.
It's very hard.
Oh, it's so hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah, like because I'm watching I'm listening for it, but like I don't know, just the
But
timing.
if you
of
don't
that.
hear it, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You
just
gotta
like.
watch the bag, but listen for the glove.
And I made a bad call, like because it was my first time ever umpiring. It was like the World Series game for them.
Yeah.
And the only reason I got the job is because
Why are
one
they
of the
throwing you into the deep end like that?
Yeah.
because the coach on one of the teams owned Giggles Comedy Club, and I was like his like star, comedian at the time. And he's like, we need umpires, but he's doing that because he's daddy, like he was
Yeah.
like my boss, like he was like the person that my whole career hung on at that point. So I made a bad call that helped his team. That the parents on that side like lost their mind, and then I had to just like own it. Like, nope, that's the call. I'm the ump. But
That's right. You gotta.
And that was back in Seattle?
yeah, a long time ago.
Well, what's crazy is my friend is what I learned is, and I thought where I was from in Youngstown, Ohio was very competitive, very sport heavy, and it is. But then I got out here and I realized the parents are
Way worse.
literally 1 million times
Entitled.
worse. I could not believe it.
They're not rich people aren't used to being told no.
right.
They're not. They don't know ball, strike, fair, foul, out, safe. No, it's safe. It's a strike if it's their kid pitching, and it's an out. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
no, exactly. I had to eject so many people.
Really?
I had to throw
That's
them out
fun,
of the
though. What a
ballpark.
power. I didn't get to do that.
Managers, same thing. The team managers were no better. They're just trouble starters. I mean,
Little League.
oh my goodness, it was
You
out
got
of
to throw
control.
people out.
What
That's so
age
good.
were the kids?
Anywhere from like, I think I did like 11, 12, 13, 14. I think some 15, 16s. Yeah, all
You know
in
what's
there.
great though is like, so you're obviously, even right now, you're younger than every parent that's at a Little League game. And this was a while back when you
Yeah.
were much younger. Throwing out an adult
Yeah.
of a thing, because you're not a cop. Right. You're just an umpire. So
Right.
you're out of here. And they're like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, what would I do? I wouldn't
Oh,
even
they
know.
go because then you say if you don't leave the field, they're going to win the game.
Oh, there
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, they go, dude. They make it real quick. They're like, oh, all I have to do is leave. Okay, we get to keep
Okay,
playing.
he was out. He was out.
Right. Yeah. No, the craziest thing, and it's funny this has come up because I just realized this a few days ago, was that, this was in Burbank. So I was, and I did it a couple years. I was a Burbank Little League umpire.
God, it's so cool.
Eventually I realized one of these nights, or it's already happened, there's going to be a parent or a coach in that audience watching this amazing show, right? And then
How do I know that guy?
Exactly. Like,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
do I can't put my
Oh, yeah.
finger on it. They'll never guess, right? They'll never.
Have you ever thought about doing material about it? I mean, there must have been so many funny things that happened.
Maybe eventually down the road. Yeah. No, for sure.
I mean, you're probably going to have kids that knew you as the umpire, like coming to the shows and are, their girlfriends and freaking sisters that might have been at those games.
There's one kid that I'm afraid of.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What
So this was actually one summer. My brother and I picked up shifts as football referees.
Oh, that's the worst.
Now
Do
we
you know
got
those
good-
rules good?
Yeah, I mean, I know
couldn't
the
do
rules.
that.
I did it in college. I did intramurals, which is bad because all these frat boys
they'll
just want to. But I love same thing. You can flag them and.
Well, here's the catch with
You ever
football.
seen Quantum Leap? You know that show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one where he like jumps into the body of a ref, and I'd be like, oh, I'd be doomed. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. No, the catch with football is that in baseball, you're behind home plate, right? You're next to first base. Or if you're doing the bases, you're behind the pitcher's mound. You're within, 20, 30 feet of first, second, third, home, whatever. In football, if you're the referee and there's, maybe say at most 2 referees for a Little League football game, there's no one deep. So if the quarterback, if you're on the line making sure nobody's offsides or whatever, and the quarterback drops back and throws a bomb to the end zone deep, and say someone's running and puts up their hands and drags their feet, but you're 60 feet away, you don't see the line at all, you're like, no catch, out of bounds. You do all these hand signals to try to convince people
really like you know what you're doing.
So check this out. So one time that happens, of course it happens, right? And I go, no catch, out of bounds. And this kid gets up. I mean, he's a little kid too. He's like that big. He's like, ref, you're out of line. I was in bounds. I did everything I had to do. I dragged my feet. I caught that ball, full possession. I'm like, get back to the sideline, kid.
Don't talk back to me.
Whatever, exactly. A couple weeks later, right? I'm doing another one of these football games, and I swear to God, it's the same team. I'm already dreading it, right? This kid comes up to me.
No, they're blue. Nope, yep, it's them.
It's them. It's
the Predators again.
Yeah, exactly. The aqua and purple team, right? And the kid comes up to me. I'm not kidding you. He goes, Mr. Referee, sir, like something like that. Like he's being overly polite. And I'm like, yes, kid, you're right. And it's like, I swear to God, he shows me a framed. It's now framed. It is framed.
This is amazing.
A picture of him, fully extended, ball in hands, like
framed.
that, feet in bounds. I swear to God, I don't know where this photographer was, but he was there, and he must have snapped this pic just as this
Perfectly.
kid. I'm like,
I love this kid. This kid is a legend.
That's a baller move. He should have.
Also, Mr. Gentleman, like referee, sir.
yes,
Perfect.
legendary,
Perfect.
right?
Yeah,
and that's why I'm
Not,
afraid.
Oh, hey, there you are, ref. No, he's like
that's
slow
why
rock.
I'm afraid of this kid.
And
Is
the
because
best-
that was him when he was 10 or 11. Like, when he sees me or makes the connection, if
He's
it ever
Elon
happens,
Musk now.
Yeah,
The baller
yeah.
move would have been to sign it and give it to you. Like, there you go. Hang that on your wall.
And it's funny because
it's so
naturally, as a
cool.
referee, by the way, you can never admit, you can
Right,
never
right.
give in. So I literally go, I don't know when that picture's from, kid.
Which must be driving him insane. Like, what? I had my mom and dad framed this.
You got this framed,
This is
man.
my one catch all season.
Are you insane? Just give me this.
It was. And I remember specifically, he was the coach's son. The coach
Oh,
was
geez.
mad. He was mad.
Yeah.
Like, it was a whole thing. You could tell it was the dad's idea, right?
Oh,
Too.
yeah.
Like, not only are we going to blow this picture up, we're going to frame it.
Yeah,
we're
for
going to
sure.
frame it.
Do you think it was maybe a still from like videotape? Like if it was videotaped and then he paused it and then
Could have been
and then
very-
framed
yeah,
that
it could have
exact
been.
frame.
Yep.
Oh gosh, what a dick! Like how much time do you have?
But I also can't believe that the camera guy was in that end zone. You know what I mean? Like it was right on top of it. I couldn't believe how
That kid is-
Like, where'd you
perfect
guys get a
this
sky
picture is.
cam
It's
for this?
unreal, right?
What a
It's like
legend! I
they have-
love him.
They have Belichick filming their games.
Oh, that's so good.
The next clip from episode 36 with Josh Nelson.
I don't like any nerd stuff, so
No nerd stuff.
not really.
Josh Nelson hates all nerd stuff.
I
Wait,
mean,
so you don't like?
let's get this straight. I don't hate nerds. I just
I know,
don't
but
get
let's go down
nerdy
the
about any
list.
stuff.
What about you? Tell me on a 1 to 10 how you feel about these things.
All right,
Star Wars.
4.
4 out of 10.
Okay. Interesting start.
Or actually,
I watched
yeah,
them all
let's
once.
do this.
That's it.
Hate, love, or indifferent. Let's
Okay.
do that.
There you
So
go.
Star Wars.
Indifferent.
Only saw them all once.
Okay.
I saw them all once. That's it. That's enough.
Yeah.
Watch them when you're a grown
To
up.
what? To get the character
even the
stories.
new
You're
ones
gonna get
and-
when you grow up because you probably watch them when you're a little kid, right?
This will
How'd you know
tell
which action figures to
This will
get?
tell you how much that I don't care about it. I didn't know that it even happened in the past or the present or whatever. I
Yeah.
didn't like. I made a joke one time saying, "Oh yeah, all the people in the future are all good looking in Star Wars." Some dude was like, "Bro, it all happened in the past."
Yeah, it was
And
a
I didn't even
long
know
time
that
ago.
And then I got mad and I didn't care.
Right. But we also don't know how long a long time, like it's a galaxy far, far away.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't really know.
And it's a long, long
their
time ago, but somehow kind of in the future
Yeah,
because
it's-
everything's hover cars and
But their timeline
spaceships.
might be way different than
Who
ours.
knows?
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It's
I
all
just-
fiction.
So
I just
you're
don't have time to
different.
think about that shit. That's all I'm saying, dude.
Time.
Yeah.
Don't,
You have no
dude.
interest in thinking. It's not like you're just. I'm way too stressed and busy to be thinking about that.
I didn't drive here today and go, dude, when did Star Wars take place? That's just all I'm saying.
But you had the time during the drive.
And
It
you
was
did
the
a bit about it.
indifference
He's
to
just
it.
correcting
I
your
thought about
bits.
cooler stuff. That's all I'm saying. All
Yeah.
right, what's next?
Okay.
Star Trek.
Anime, like animated.
Oh, 0%.
Indifferent.
Indifferent, yeah.
Oh, hate maybe.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But now, let me make a statement real quick. If you're into it, I'm cool with that. I respect
Right.
whatever you're into. I know.
Yeah, you feel real
How
nervous
do
that
you
they're
don't
going to
get it?
attack you. Or
I just
something.
don't want somebody to be like, he fucking
He's
said
a
he
nerd
hates
bigot.
anima, dude. He
Yeah.
hates anima. No, man, I
that
just don't.
nerd bigot, Josh
I just
Nelson.
don't get cartoons.
Power was a great movie, but it just happened to be animated in Japan.
Yeah, man, I'm cool.
All right, what about Star Trek?
Star Trek 0%.
Yeah, indifferent.
Yeah.
What about like superhero movies? Those are all the rage now.
Marvel,
Avengers and stuff.
I would go a little bit above interested, like
Almost
above 5.
almost interested.
Almost interested.
Okay.
I
So
think
but
they're
still
cool.
indifferent.
I think they're cool, but I would never like. I don't follow the Marvel
You're not gonna dress up and go to the
Well,
midnight
what was
showing.
your favorite superhero movie that you saw? Like, what is it? Did any of them make you really happy?
The old Batman.
Like the old, like Adam West Batman, or like Michael Keaton.
No, Michael Keaton.
No,
Christian Bale. You're talking about the
Christian
Dark Knight.
Bale.
Oh,
Yeah,
Christian
the Dark
Bale.
Knight. The
Okay.
Dark Knight was the best one of
Okay,
those for
sure.
me.
The only one you saw, probably.
Yeah, but I've seen 2 of them.
When was the
Did you
last
see,
time you bought an action
Black
figure?
Panther?
I did not see that.
It's like a movie of the year.
I haven't seen it. I haven't been to
I
a movie
know,
like
because
a year
that's
and a
how
half.
indifferent you are about it.
Yeah,
is you're
it's
like, I'm not gonna watch
all
that.
right, I'll see it.
Literally,
later.
everyone's talking about it.
I'll get it
Yeah.
on Redbox.
There you go.
Whatever.
Okay. What's some other nerd stuff? What's
Video
some
games.
good? Oh yeah, video games.
No. I mean, every once in a while I'll get in a thing where I'll play video games, and then I'll get like in a what's it called? So some, but not like go crazy over. it.
Okay.
I haven't played a video game in probably. Well, we played the baseball game here, but besides that, a year.
And that baseball game's for like children.
Yeah.
It's that animated one. That's
Yeah,
But it was
All right,
fun.
what about action figures like toys?
Oh no, absolutely not. But that, I mean, as I say that, there's a billion right there.
They're like looking
but
at
these
you.
aren't yours.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like
Wait,
you
did you
would-
have them as kids?
I had the sports ones like Ken Griffey and all those ones.
starting lineups.
Starting lineups. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those as kids.
Yeah. What age did you stop loving
God,
those?
maybe I just suppressing emotions. I don't want to
Something
get excited
exactly,
about
yeah.
anything, man.
You were like a little grown man.
Yeah.
The next clip from episode 10 with Nick Greco.
I will say Tommy Lasorda is more of the baseball.
I don't think
a
he can beat the
baseball
Freeze.
mascot. No, I'm saying he's
Oh,
like
yeah,
more
yeah,
of a
yeah.
mascot than anything
for
else.
sure.
Tommy Lasorda is literally the mascot of the Dodgers.
Remember,
Yeah.
didn't we go to a game and we saw him
Yeah.
Close to us?
Yeah, he was like one
and he
section
was
over.
like sleeping?
Yeah, he's the best. So my buddy
He's
Matt
so-
Lackman's got this great story that his family's been very connected to like Hollywood for a long time. So that his dad's known Tom Lasorda for ages. So Matt and his brother got to know Tommy really well as young men and now into manhood. And Tommy Lasorda calls their dad and says, "Hey, does one of your boys want to go to the game today?" And so he's like, "Yeah, sure." So he goes, "I have one of your sons pick me up at my house, and we're gonna drive to
In
San
Orange
Diego."
County.
Yeah, he lives in Orange County, and we're gonna drive to San Diego to watch the Dodgers game. So he drives them all the way down to San Diego with Tommy Lasorda. They watch the Dodgers game. It's a great time. He drives them back after the game to his house in Orange County, and then says, "Come on in, let's watch the game." And he's like, "What?" And he records the game and watches it after he was at the game.
Oh wow.
Some people won't even watch a whole baseball game.
Yeah.
Old Tommy L is watching it twice, live and on VHS after the. It's incredible.
I feel like he's for sure sleeping through both times he's watching it, though, right? There's
Oh,
no
probably,
way.
yeah.
Oh, at 12:30 at night, this guy's gonna watch all 9 innings.
Do you
Exactly.
think
That's
like
true.
during the whole rewatching of it, he's just like, "Oh, there I am. There I am."
That's how I would watch it. But I think Tommy just
I
loves
just went home
baseball
with
so
Tommy Lasorda,
much.
and he just kept pointing himself out on the replay.
I think
It's like
Tommy's
when
just
he's
so
waving,
depressed.
he's just waving at himself in the future.
He lives in like a dark depression when baseball's not on. You know, like he just doesn't know how to cope unless there's a baseball
It's his
game
identity.
happening.
If
Yeah.
I was that kid with him, I would have wanted to play Tommy Lasorda baseball on Sega Genesis with him.
Yeah, of course, that'd be fun. But Tommy
That
would
was
have
the
no
my
interest.
all-time favorite.
I don't think he'd have any
You think
interest.
he's ever played that game?
Do you think he's aware that
What's
it
a
was
Sega
around?
Genesis?
He's totally for sure that check came in the mail.
Yeah,
That's true.
Well, maybe not. He's been a millionaire for ages, right?
I don't think he's that deep in the millionaire category.
Oh, really?
I would imagine him to be 4 or 5 million deep,
Okay.
but I don't think he's been like 20 million his whole life.
Okay. I wouldn't have thought that. I guess I don't know why.
Yeah, you don't get like residuals
I don't
being a
know.
manager.
That's not how it works. Wait, they didn't give him like an EP credit
They
too? I
replayed
don't
it on
know.
ESPN Classic. When do I
Yeah,
get my
wait.
check?
They showed my face when I did a pitching change, so
Yeah.
that counts.
Well, I want to try something that we've never tried on the podcast. Can you play the audio of a YouTube video
Sure.
while we're recording? You'll be able to pick it up?
Yeah.
All right. Type in
Oh no, I already know what's happening.
It's incredible. It's one of my favorite things.
Type in Tommy Lasorda.
No, Aaron.
Jesus.
Also, way to spoil. You're the worst.
All right, what are we doing here?
There, let
Can
me
we edit
search
that
it.
out? Can we just? Can we believe what we say?
So,
Also, that's the first time my family's ever heard me say.
Oh, they're gonna say Tommy Lasorda.
No, they've heard me say that.
Oh, okay.
That's the word I normally use when I try to say.
all right.
that
So
one.
the story with this is Tommy Lasorda was accused of being the one who gave the signal to the pitcher to plunk a guy, which Tommy Lasorda is not happy to be accused by Bavacqua of being of doing that. So he not only accused Tommy Lasorda of giving the signal to be plunked, but he called him a fat little Italian. And so then at the press conference, right after he finds this out, this is what he replies.
What year is this?
In the 90s or the 80s.
You ready?
Yeah, go for it. It's incredible.
Oregon leading.
Tell you what I think about it. I think that is very, very bad for that man to make an accusation like that. That is terrible. I have never, ever, since I've managed, ever told a pitcher to throw at anybody, nor will I ever. And if I ever did, I certainly wouldn't make him throw at a fucking 130 hitter like LaFay or fucking Bavacqua, who couldn't hit water if he fell out of a fucking boat. And I guarantee you this, when I pitched and I was going to pitch against a fucking team that had guys on it like Bavacqua, I sent a fucking limousine to get the cocksucker to make sure he was in the motherfucking lineup, because I kicked that cocksucker's ass any fucking day in a week. He's a fucking motherfucking big mouth, I'll tell you that.
That's it.
I miss those kinds of things.
Unbelievable.
And I like the applause he got.
Well, yeah, this is the press. Like,
Because the press is
laughing.
like, thank God, not a just generic comment from a manager.
Well, because he did
No, we'll get him tomorrow.
Yeah, it started generic, like, well, I think it's very bad.
They're like, oh, and you see all the reporters like, oh God, not another one of these.
Snooze.
Yeah. And you're like writing cocksucker. What?
Yeah. That would never fly in a zillion
And that's
years.
back. They're not typing. They're trying to do like the shorthand. Like, how do I shorthand
amazing.
cocksucker?
It's insane.
Motherfucker.
You would be fired if you said that as a coach. You would be fired.
Yeah.
For sure. You wouldn't be like written up or suspended or anything like that just to keep saying cocksucker. Also, the best line in that, in my opinion, is he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. is incredible.
What was the limousine ref? What?
He'd send him a limousine just to make sure he was in the lineup so he could fight him.
That's 130.
He wanted to fight him.
No, yeah, he said because when he pitched, he's like, because they suck. So he's like, I want them at the ballpark that day, so I'm gonna kick their ass.
Yeah, I'll send a car to make sure they're there so I
Yeah.
can beat them. It's
That's
incredible.
great.
The next clip from episode 47 with Josh Wolf.
Jeff Nelson style.
Yeah.
Jeff Nelson was Yankee Mariner. And he always picked the years to go when they win a championship. Like, it was amazing.
One of my most hated players of all time.
Jeff Nelson? Really?
Just that thin-lipped, thin mustache look.
He looked like a Yankee. He'd
Yes.
come in and would just like give you the business.
Oh, he looked like and when he pitched for the Yankees. You know, I'm a Red Sox fan. When he
He
pitched for
hurt
the
you.
Yankees, he killed us.
And he looked like a guy who would serve you papers. Like, he'd be like, hey, are you Josh Wolf? Mm-hmm. You're being served. You're
for
like,
sure.
"God
Like, if he wasn't in a Yankee uniform and he was wearing a security guard uniform at the mall, I'd be like, yeah, I
damn."
believe that
makes
too.
it buzz cut.
Yeah,
Yeah, the real
yeah,
short.
yeah.
I think he was like 6'7" or so.
Squinty eyes, thin lips.
He was a coach at Kentwood High School for basketball. So he would or not coach, I'm sorry. He would referee.
Yeah.
He would referee high school basketball.
Wait, during the season?
Yeah. Well, no, like during the off season or like
Yeah.
whenever he could, like if they didn't have a game.
Because
he lived
high
in
school
Issaquah.
basketball is like now, like
Yeah.
this, like in December, January.
Yeah.
And he had a house in Issaquah. And so that was what he did for fun. Like for hobby, he would like ref these games. And I remember kissing. A lot of people didn't know. They just thought it was some tall, they didn't put it together. It was like before the internet, you know? And I remember being like, dude, Jeff Nelson's here. And I would always come out and give him baths.
Yeah.
He like kind of liked the attention. I was like, where's the rings? He's like, I can't wear them on the court.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I would wear those rings
all the time.
every
Why are
occasion.
these pro athletes not doing that?
I would have the one problem I had back when Brett Favre sent that dick pic is he didn't have his ring on his dick. Like if I'm sending my dick out, I'm letting everybody know this dick is a Super Bowl
It's
champ.
a champ.
Absolutely.
It's a champ.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm at least putting the ring next to the dick just to be like, hey, just in case you weren't sure
He
what was
sent
happening.
that
You know what I
to
mean?
that comedian Jen
Jen,
Sturgeon.
it's such a nice woman.
She's great, beautiful. Everything about her is great. The worst part about Jen is that she doesn't want to talk about it.
Not anymore.
She's
She's
like
done.
on a podcast. She's like, I'm not talking about that anymore. Like, how are we not talking about that?
Yeah, that's what I need to ask you.
That's on the resume. Like you almost took down Brett Favre. Like nobody could take down Brett Favre.
Not then. Hey, I will tell you something else also. If I had a dick that looked like that, I think I'd have warmed it up first before I sent the picture.
That just shows how great he is.
You're right. He's so confident.
He's like, what am I worried about?
Doesn't matter. That dick
I
was.
sent this. You send me some stuff. You know, like also, I would love to know.
Super casual.
Yeah.
I send this. You send me some
You wanted
stuff.
my dick, right? That's
But
what
that
it was.
dick was one knuckle away from being a
Awful.
thumb.
It was
You know what I
awful,
mean?
yeah.
Like it was not a good looking dick.
But maybe, yeah. He sends that. She goes, well, I'm still going to have sex with him. It's Brett Favre. And then when they have sex, she's like, oh my gosh. This is and he's like, yeah, I didn't send it hard. Like, I didn't.
You didn't.
Maybe
There
it's
you
part
go.
of the strategy.
Sure.
But it never got to that point because Jen didn't let it get to that point. So he's like, hey, it's bigger normally.
Yeah, he sent the text this is Green Bay in December, dick. You know what I mean? This isn't LA in spring. This is Green Bay in December, dick.
Yeah, what are you mad about? It's freezing. My hands are cold. That is so weird.
Friendship.
How about that? Some great moments in Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast history. I hope you had as much fun as I did listening to those old moments. Shout out to everybody who's joined us on this podcast, and shout out to all of you who join us week in and week out. We love doing this podcast for you. It's so much fun getting to sit down and talk to these people and have you guys join us. If you want to join us and watch this podcast every week, head on over to patreon.com/Jeff Dye. And for $10 a month, only $10, you get every episode of the podcast in video form the day it comes out. You're also going to get a whole bunch of other content that we're working on. We promise there's more content that only you will get as a part of our Patreon. So join there. And also, if you want to go see Jeff live doing comedy, $10 a month, join the Patreon. You get free tickets anytime he comes to your town so you can see him do comedy. So join us if you want some awesome content. Make sure you follow Jeff at Jeff Dye on Twitter and Instagram, and go to jeffdye.com if you want to see where he's going to be doing stand-up. You can also follow me, the producer and sidekick extraordinaire, at I am Tony Reavis on Twitter and Instagram, and see what I'm up to. I got a video game podcast that I do, youtube.com/ScreenPeekers if you're into video games, and a lot of other stuff, so you can check me out there. And make sure to come back next week where we're going to have a brand spanking new episode of Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast. We love you. Thanks for watching. See you next week.